Hello, all five of you. Doing something a little different this time. I'm actually starting right on time because I don't want to be doing this. So easier to get it out of the way. And um, yeah, so I'm doing this because people deserve an update on Magnachip and Lionsgate. Obviously, they both blew up today and yesterday. Not happy about it. I'll start off with Magnachip. What is there to say? I obviously didn't have any expectations for earnings to be good or for guidance to be good, though somehow they always seem to uh, surprise to the downside. Their numbers for quarter four are atrocious. They have no OLED business anymore, and now the power business is going down because it's cyclical with the rest of the semi industry. There were positives on the call. They really want another design win from the China customer, though they can't even launch the product in China. So, we're still waiting for them to launch the initial product with the Chinese customer. I obviously don't think anything's materially changed with the story. I didn't sell any of my stock. I didn't buy any stock yesterday. There's really not much more to say about it. They bought back with about $3 million worth of stock in September. And we don't know what they bought back in October because they haven't put up the 10Q yet. It is my understanding that they weren't able to buy stock today and yesterday, and they can be back in the market on Monday. So any strength or lack of huge weakness today and yesterday are not a result of the company buying stock. I continue to believe that it's very hard for me to see 2 years from now or 3 years from now, the stock's not worth $20 a share at least, which from $10 is a 25% minimum compounded return. Your net asset value, your liquid net asset value, Maisie, your liquid net asset value is $5.50 a share. That's taking just current assets. Excuse me, I'm still getting over this cold. That's taking current assets and subtracting all liabilities, including pension and everything, and you get to about $5.50 a share. That's valuing PP&E at zero, and of course having no value for the businesses. So I think you have a tremendous margin of safety still. But again, I thought that at 15, so I have no credibility with Magnachip. Clearly, as you have very well demonstrated over the course of the last year. So it's going to be what it's going to be. There's no really point in me trying to tell you it's cheap. Their numbers are going to be bad for quarter one, quarter two. I think it's not even possible for them to disappoint the street in quarter one, quarter two. I'm guessing that the numbers were taken down so low to where OLED is at basically zero and power is going to be down big year over year. So maybe we're setting ourselves up to finally have expectations so low that they can beat things. But, you have to understand, I thought in January, quarter three and quarter four were going to be the best quarters of the year for them. They were supposed to do 150 million in revenues in quarter four, and they're going to do 40. So to say that it's a disaster would be an understatement. It's beyond anything I could have ever imagined as far as debacles go. So yeah, it's by far probably my biggest loser I've ever had in my life. Well, it definitely is that. It was nearly 100% position coming into this year at $20 a share. So I've lost a lot of money there. It sucks. With Lionsgate, the short version is nothing has really changed there. I think I told you last week, I thought there was a 1/3 chance they would do a deal by the earnings. I've spoken to the company, and I still feel, very confident that they'll do a transaction. I don't know whether it'll be next week or next month. Um, they've lost all credibility, just like I've lost all credibility. So nobody believes it'll ever happen. But uh, I think the situation there now is you have completely kind of kitchen sinked and sandbagged any expectations of anything happening, and it's going to trade with the market. But I think that you have a very asymmetrical opportunity with it going up substantially on a transaction, given the fact that nobody thinks one can happen. So I've added there. It's by far my biggest position. Also, I've lost a lot of money there, and um, I don't. There's really nothing that could be said where I gauge my confidence from, outside of uh, you know the company being confident, right? And um, it's almost like I'm not the company, so I'm not privy to anything that's happening there. So my words are pretty meaningless. I can just tell you as an investor, I see a path to an event that could send the stock up, 50, 75%. And um, I mean, up 50% doesn't get you back to where it was in September now, right? It's 650 and it was 1050. So that would be up like 70%. And I think you can get back there. Now, the comps have been decimated, but it's really a unique kind of company because it's not really like Warner Brothers or Paramount. There's no kind of going concern here. I mean, these parts are going to be split up and sold eventually. And if you listen to the conference call, which I'm sure a lot of you did if you owned it, the CFO for the first time even said it, that in a full sale of the studio, 100 million in SG&A goes away. And they've never talked like that before. So I think it's more clear than ever that they're subscale and they have to do something. And they know that. And now that the earnings are over, they don't have any specific deadline to try to get something done, which frees them up from any kind of pressure. But that's good and that's bad, right? Because now we're just going to be sitting around waiting. But I don't believe that anything that was said on that call changes my expectations of what will happen in the next, 4, 6, 8 weeks. It was very clear that they're definitely going to spin off the business. I mean, that's going to happen one way or the other. And I think they know that they can't do that without having an anchor investor involved because it's just too illiquid and it would just trade too shitty. So if they're kind of doubling down on the spin, you have to ask yourself, why didn't they announce the spin yesterday then? And the only logical conclusion is that they are closer than not to doing the spin in conjunction with a transaction. And they just didn't get there yet. So it's very frustrating. And it just hasn't been a fun week. So with that, that's all I'm going to say. I wish things worked out better this week in both those stocks. And, I look forward to getting on here when something actually happens that's positive, to at least analyze the deal and see what I think it's worth after the fact. All right. Everybody have a nice weekend. Take care. Bye.